All right, hello everyone. I'm Fred Oakman here with Mr. Jake Peters, and you're listening to PS This Is Awesome, a PlayStation podcast. This is episode 409, where we share our thoughts on all things PlayStation. Before we jump in, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/PS This Is Awesome, where you can also watch the video version of the podcast. You can also check out our trophy list on the PSN. I'm anchorlist_81 and Jake's Jigsaw01. Send your thoughts to psthisisawesome@gmail.com. Share the show with friends. Don't forget to rate us. This podcast airs free every Wednesday on your preferred streaming platform. But for those who sign up to our Patreon for just $1 a month, you can join the one and only $1 club and receive a die-cut vinyl sticker plus shout out on the show. Most times, you also get the show a day or two early. Visit patreon.com/PS This Is Awesome to support us. And remember, if you like the podcast, it does us a lot of good. If you can like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube with that out of the way. Jake, how are you this wintry afternoon?
Yeah, winter's it's a real bitch this year, I guess you could say. I was in Albion for work today, which is in the snow belt. It's like literally on the same parallel as Edinburgh, which is famous for its snowfall around here. And we didn't get a lot of snow, I guess. It was just the wind was blowing so hard, and it was snowing, and it was just blowing snow around, and it was like, we've been getting a lot of like snow squalls this year. And what's interesting is maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like this winter is crazier than any winter we've had weather-wise in a very long time. And I know we had some instances of a lot of snow last year, but it was never like this
consistent.
It was never like this thing where when we got the snow, it felt like the world was trying to hurt us. Whereas like this year, the types of snowfalls that we've gotten have been either like really heavy and really fast, or just it snowed a lot with really high winds, so it's been like whiteouts where you can't see, or it's gone from like wet to freezing overnight and created tons of ice, or it's just been crazy. And I know we bitch about the weather all the time on the podcast, but I thankfully didn't really have any issues getting to and from work today. I mean, the roads were clear enough, but
yeah.
I told you on the phone how there was a really bad accident on the interstate near us, and it was crazy. Like, I was not even going to take the interstate, but then I was like, oh, whatever, the roads are fine. I'll be all right. And then it went from being roads completely clear, completely sunny out, to a whiteout, and the roads were completely covered in a matter of like 300 feet. It was insane. And then all of a sudden there was just like a backup of tractor trailers in front of me, and it was everything I could do to not fucking rear end them. And it turned out that there was like a multi-car, like a multi-vehicle fucking accident where shit got packed up. And I mean, you're on the highway, there's nowhere you can go. So I was literally stuck in traffic, like waiting for them to clean up this accident for 4 hours, which you don't know what to do. Like, do I leave the car running? Do I turn it off and turn it on so often, or what? Because if you look it up online, it's like, only run your car for 10 minutes an hour or some shit. I'm like, really? That's like, it's fucking 15 degrees outside.
Yeah,
and
right.
But I get that they're worried about like carbon monoxide poisoning, right? Like if your tailpipe happens to be blocked with snow or something like that, it's like you don't want to have your vehicle running consistently because you could be getting carbon monoxide poisoning and not really know it. But I was in a truck, high off the ground, likelihood of my tailpipe being clogged, very minimal. But dude, let me just say this. I am really glad that I had a water bottle in the car with me.
Yeah.
Because, dude, I felt so bad. You know, I felt so bad for, like, the fucking ladies in the cars. Because it's like, what do you do? You're just trapped in your vehicle. You have nowhere you can go to the bathroom. At least, like, as a man in the vehicle by myself, with a water bottle, I can, like, take care of business. But Yeah, it was not a good time, and like there was like in a 2-hour stretch of us sitting still, I got like 3 inches of snow on the hood of the car. That's like the truck. That's how much it was fucking snowing, and it was just bananas. And then you had mentioned something about you had called on Saturday about maybe doing like an emergency fill-in for like a show.
Yeah.
And I had mentioned on the phone that I would do it if everybody else wanted to, but I wasn't really all that stoked about, driving. And part of it was that particular experience I had, but we had gotten some snow in the morning, and the roads weren't bad, but they weren't like great. And then, dude, I'm not. I mean, maybe you got this too, but like literally 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes after I got off the phone with you, my phone started like going off with like a weather alert. And like all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, a snow squall came through, and like I couldn't even fucking see the road from my house because it was blowing so bad, and the roads were getting covered, and I was just like, oh man, I'm really like, not that I don't want to play the show, but like I was like, man, I'm so glad we don't have to drive in this because it's spooky. But other than that, doing fine. It's a Monday.
Cool.
I had to work, but didn't have the day off. I assume you didn't have to work today.
No, I had the day off. It was nice. It wasn't so nice though. I'll give the listeners the 1-2 punch that I was delivered today. It's seldom that I mean, you could argue that I don't really have to worry about not having days off work, with what I do. I get time off pretty liberally, but I don't use it. I don't take it. I build up a lot of leave, and I never use it. Just the nature of my job, I don't feel like I can really be away from work. But this weekend was like, I didn't have a choice. I had Monday off. I had today off. We're recording on Monday. And every year it's the same story with me this time of year. I hate the month of January. I hate it. I'll say it again. I hate the month of January because we have this stupid band, and I'm held to a higher degree of standard due to the nature of my work that I have to do taxes and do it all right. I just have to. It's just, I'm under the scrutiny of the people, so to speak. So, and I love that people who don't know who I am probably wonder what the fuck I do. But I'm never going to tell you. But, dude, so I always do the taxes on TurboTax. Doing self-employment on TurboTax. First off, it takes the fun out of being a musician when you do them yourself. But I don't make enough. I don't make enough to justify hiring someone else to do it, right? This is the conundrum.
You could take 2 shows' pay, and that would pay for your tax prep for the year. I'm just telling you. You make a big deal out of this every year, and I feel your pain.
Well, wait till you hear.
It sucks.
Wait till you hear what happened to me.
Go ahead.
So I've got the files on TurboTax, and I just carry them over every year, right? And it knows, here's your self-employment. This is how you do your method of reporting. It's cost-based. It's blah, 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 blah. Here's how you do your expenses. You use this vehicle for mileage. You do this, that. It saves all that data. I've put the legwork in out front. So now, year after year after year, it gets easier for me. I've got a system. I wake up this morning. You ever wake up and you're just fucking charged and you're like, I'm doing the thing. I'm going to go do the thing. I'm getting it done. Today's the day. Yeah. That was this morning. I was up at 7:30 this morning. I could have slept until noon if I wanted. I got up early and I rushed down to the computer. I get on Amazon. I buy TurboTax 2025 for Mac because that's what I have. I download it. I get the serial. And everything's running great. And I go to install the DMG file. And it's not like opening. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? Why is it not opening? It's $80, mind you, for the tax software. And that's on sale. It's usually $135. Because it's already later in the season. I guess they're just running deals. But it doesn't open. So eventually I get it to open, and then I have to install the file. So the DMG opens, it gives me an install file. I go to drag it over to applications or whatever to get it installed. And it says, you must upgrade your operating system. Every year they do this to me. And I can't do it because my sound system won't interface with my computer if I choose to upgrade. I got around it the last 2 years. I forgot completely about this. And immediately I'm just bulwarked with this. I'm just like, it's just like, what do I do? What do I do? So I go to the App Store. I'm like, I'll just install the new OS. Not a problem. It's called Sonoma. I go to install it. We're sorry, your Mac is no longer able to upgrade to the latest OS because it's not an approved Mac for this OS now. So now I've purchased the Mac install file for $80 for TurboTax, and I can't use it. Can't use it. I can't give it back. It's a digital download. I'm out $80. I'm so livid about it. But I think that that serial was also good for a PC version. So now I'm at the conundrum where it's like, do I just buy my gaming PC now and just use this serial on that and do my taxes on a PC? Is that the answer now? Or do I eat the $80, try to use TurboTax's online service, and then have them try to charge me when they try to submit my return and pay them more money? So this is the moral conundrum I'm in. What do I do? What's the answer?
The problem is that if you try to buy a PC right now, it's going to be mega expensive because of the RAM shit.
Like, how bad though? Should I just get a Mac?
It depends what you want. The thing is, I think for what you do and what you like, a Mac is probably better, but you're gonna deal with this shit like every 5 years. I mean, that's what it means to be a Mac user.
It's the zeitgeist of being a Mac owner. I can't.
It's just, yeah. They purposefully sunset their hardware.
It's planned obsolescence through software. Is what it is. It's through software. Like, it's not like, dude, this Mac, I got it in 2014. It's 11 years old. It's beautiful. Yeah. I've had a couple issues with it. I've done some clean wipes and stuff, but dude, it runs. It's a workhorse. I can still edit video. Yeah. I can do all the audio shit. It's 11 years old. I have no need. They make such good shit that the only way to make their shit irrelevant is to no longer provide the software you want for that machine.
The problem is you get hit with Mac because of the stuff that you use. You get hit from both ends. It's like, you buy an interface, you can't upgrade your OS because the interface won't support it. Right. But the software you want to use needs the new version of the OS, but you can't upgrade to the new version because your Mac's too old.
Yeah, if I get a new Mac, like, this audio shit's...
It's really fucked. It's really fucked because I do think that Apple makes an awesome computer. Yeah. Especially for the stuff that you want to do. But it is such a fucking racket, and it's always been a racket with them.
Dude, and honestly, like if I had money... Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not broke, but like, if I had money, like maybe like a, I don't know, like a low-key baseball player or something, right? Like if, or like a doctor or a lawyer, or like, if I had money like that, this shit wouldn't even bother me. But the fact that I'm right on the edge and I'm always affected by this shit just pisses, it's like I'm getting priced out of something that like is life-changing for me in a way. Like being able to do my own taxes is awesome. You know, that's what you would think they would want you to do. But being able to record my own shit is awesome. You know? But like, at what cost at this point? It's like, honestly, in the long run, it's probably cheaper just to get the fucking shit to do it myself in the long run, honestly. But it's ridiculous because they have a stranglehold on people that are like teetering on that income limit that like you can kind of, you know, not a lot of people have $3,000, $4,000 to spend on new audio gear and a new Mac, right? Every 5 years.
If you weren't tied to Logic, you could probably do all of your audio shit and stuff on your PC as well. But I understand that would be probably difficult for you. If
I've learned Logic, yeah.
Yeah, like if you wanted to switch over to like,
Yeah. It's just so
whatever.
Annoying. So I thought about,
yes,
I get
Pro
it.
Tools or I've been dicking around with this Luna software, but like, dude, it looks like you could get like a pre-built gaming PC that's like kind of decent for between $1,000 and $1,500, which that's not cheap, but it's not like
what's a Mac cost
insanely
these days?
expensive.
I haven't priced one in forever.
A Mac like you have there is probably between $2,000 and $3,000.
Yeah,
would be my guess. I have no idea. I'm not in that market anymore.
27-inch 5K Retina, whatever, iMac.
Yeah, that. And dude, the thing that sucks is like Macs are fucking beautiful machines.
Mm-hmm.
Their screens are beautiful. Their hardware is beautiful. I hate their fucking software.
What's
and
the Mac
like,
Studio?
Is it like a?
There's no monitor. It's just like a box.
It's like a Mac Mini kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's like two starts at $2,000.
That's probably like the new version of like the Mac Pro, not like the Mac Pro, but like their quote unquote desktop, like traditional desktop computer kind of thing.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I got to figure out what I'm doing. I'll probably just try to file my taxes online on Turbo and just pay them another fucking $80 and just not rush into a decision on a computer right now. But, dude, I'm so angry by this.
I know you don't want to do it, but sometime you should just get a quote on what it would cost to have your taxes prepped. Because even if they're like, it's $500, but Fred, you don't have to think about it at all. You literally just show up, drop a bunch of documents on their desk and say, see ya, and you fuck off until they call you back.
But the problem is I have to pay in.
Taxes are done.
I have to pay in too, so it's $500 to them, and then it's like another $700 to the government, and I'm paying $1,200 in on taxes.
Dude, I'm 100% with you because I have to pay in.
I'd rather just buy the Mac.
But it's like,
at that point,
it's just one of those things where it's like, how much is the headache worth it to you? If it's worth a few $100s, then it's it's
$200 I could maybe swing, but I'm not paying anything more than that.
I don't know, with the small business thing or the self-employment thing, it might cost you a lot more money, and if that's the case, then it's probably not worth it. But I know, like, when Sarah was working out of state, we started getting our taxes prepared by somebody else, because when you work out of state, it's like they give you all your taxes back, and then you have to pay somebody else tax. It's like a whole fucking mess. So we started doing that, and then once she moved back into PA for her employment, I just like kept having my taxes prepped by this guy, because it was just so much easier for me to just be like I could do it myself, but now it's like I don't know what it's going to be this year, because now like you can't free file anymore. It's not a thing. So I'm not sure how what it's going to be like, what it's going to cost. Am I going to pay more? Am I going to pay less? I have no fucking clue.
Oh my God.
But I know that I don't want to have to think about the tax code, whether I'm doing it right, whether I'm doing it wrong. This way, if it's fucked up, I can point at that guy and say he did it.
ICE shows up and deports you because you didn't fucking do your taxes right.
Well, they might, yeah.
Jeez.
But anyway,
the other
sucks,
thing.
Man.
So the
that
1-2
really sucks.
Yeah, so the 1-2 punch is that's one punch. Second punch is 2 days ago, I'm driving my brand new 2025 Kia Sorento. I park at Big Rail Friday night, and I see what looks like a chip in my windshield. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh yeah.
I touch it.
Probably some.
Yeah.
Is that a chip?
There's a chip, and then a little bit lower into the left, there's another little chip, and there's like a scratch going between the two chips. So I'm like, something hit, lodged, scratched, and then something hit again. Dude, all the fucking road salt and all these fucking trucks dropping shit. So now I have an appointment on Wednesday, and hopefully they can do a good enough job that I don't know it's there, because If they have to pull that windshield and get rid of the factory seal on that windshield on a brand new fucking 25, I'm going to be so mad.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean,
with all the technology though, too, like
they have to calibrate it. Yeah, because my car has the adaptive cruise control and all that shit, and the auto sensing wipers and all that crap, and they can't do for. And your car may be your Kia may be the same, but my car, like when I needed to have a windshield replaced last year, and they just told me they're like, we can't. Like SafeLight will come out and do it. But they're like, because you have all that shit, you have to bring it to the shop so we can do all the calibration and all that crap on all that stuff. But it sucks. I mean, they might be able to just do the repair where they just like fill it with resin or whatever, so you can't even tell it's there.
Can they do that with a scratch?
They might be able to. I don't know why they wouldn't, but it just sucks. Like where we live, it's just the nature of the beast. The fucking dude, and even like the trucks. I don't know if you ever gotten behind one of the big fucking like dump trucks that are hauling the salt around. Like you get behind them and they just have the tarp over the top, but the shit is just flying out the back of it the whole way down the road. And a lot of the times that stuff hits your windshield and you're like, it's gonna fucking break my window.
Yeah, but I can't with this month has been just so miserable. Like I woke up just fired up, like ready to get stuff done, and just immediately deflated. I called the insurance company because they weren't open on the weekend, and they referred me to SafeLight, like you said. But then she was just like, of course she doesn't live here. And then she's like, well, we can send a technician to your place. And I said, well, I don't have a heated garage. What's the temperature need to be for that shit to cure? And she's like, well, you should probably take it to the shop so they can have it heated in there and make sure it cures right. And I said, all right. So I have an appointment on Wednesday for that. Recording this on Monday. I got to drive out to Warren County tomorrow, and I'm just like, man, I just want a break, dude. I just want a break. Anywho,
I'm in like not the same boat as you in this, but I've been shopping for new cars all weekend because, dude, I forgot about this. My wheel almost fell off on my Suburban. I was driving to work the other day,
that's weird.
Well, actually, I was driving home a few days ago, like whatever, I don't know, a week ago, and I heard this like little bit of a clunk when I turned to the right, and then it made a little bit of a noise, and then it went away. I was like, oh, there must have been some ice or some shit like lodged up, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And then I was like, when I get to the office tomorrow, I'll bring it in the heated garage. We'll take the wheel off, and I'll look and whatever. So I'm headed to work in the morning. And all of a sudden, like, there's, like, all this clunking and then just all this fucking noise when I'm driving down the road. I was like, oh, God, this is not good. So I pull over in this, like, church parking lot, and I call the guys from work because I couldn't find the jack in the Suburban because it's in a really weird spot.
Yeah, they hide it.
Never know.
Of course.
And so I call them from the office. They bring a pickup with a jack and some tools, and we jack it up. And dude, I'm not fucking you. All the lug nuts were tight, and when we jacked it up, the wheel just started fucking wobbling. I was like, oh my God.
That's weird.
So the wheel bearing had completely blown out.
Wow.
And if I had gone on got on the interstate and like the race in the wheel bearing had failed completely, that wheel literally could have flown off the vehicle. And so we were just like driving around to all the local like little mom and pop garages being like, can you do a wheel bearing? Can you do a wheel bearing? Can you do a wheel bearing? Finally, we found a place that was like 5 miles away or 6 miles away. And I just had like the guys following me, and I'm just driving like 10 miles an hour, and the whole time the wheel is just like,
oh my God,
it was fucking terrible.
Dude.
And then
probably the salt,
but I got it fixed. Like, dude, these guys in Conneaut Lake, they fixed it up good for me, so I was super stoked about it. But like, I basically have two vehicles I could drive. I have the Suburban that I can drive in the snow, and it's great in the snow, but it's a gas guzzler, and it's got 170,000 miles on it. And then I have my car, which is bad in the snow, but gets great gas mileage and has 205,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
So it's like, finally over the weekend, I'm just like, fuck, I just need to start looking for vehicles. So like that's what I've been doing. But anyway, sorry, we don't have to talk about cars anymore. I could fucking rant about this shit all day long.
Yeah.
Let's get into some gameage.
All right. Let me see here. Sorry. Yeah. No listener feedback. Every episode we talk about listener feedback. We didn't get any feedback, but I do want to talk about games we're playing. I jumped back into Arc Raiders just for a little squidge of a time. Dude, Arc Raiders is just bonkers, man. I didn't get a whole lot of game time in with it, but I jumped in, did a couple solo rounds, and this guy just runs up to me, and he goes, "Hey, man, nice jacket." And, like, he's got the same jacket on. And I'm like, "Yeah, man, nice jacket." He goes, "Yeah, man, thanks." And he goes, "Yo, man, you want to hear what happened to me last raid?" I'm like, "Yeah, what happened, man?" And he goes, "Man, I had this guy following me around. I had all kinds of stuff." He was like, "I've got, advanced mechanical parts, electrical components, and I've got a Berletta and a blah, blah." He starts telling, he goes, "And everything was cool, man. This guy, we were just like doing the raid, and then out of nowhere, he just decided to drop me." And he goes, "I was so mad, man." And we're just sitting there talking, and I'm like, "Man, that sucks." And he goes, "Yeah, man." He goes, "I couldn't believe it." And I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Well, have a good raid." And he goes, "Yeah, man, you too." And he ran away. And I was like, this is so weird. Like, what world do you just talk with someone like they're your buddy? Like, what video game? Just have like a regular conversation about like what happened last time you went topside. And I thought for sure he was going to come back around and try to kill me, but he didn't. And, a lot of times guys would do that and then pull their gun out and try to drop you. But that guy seemed cool. That to be said, I've been playing some Arc Raiders. I went back into G.I. Joe Wrath of Cobra. I unlocked, it doesn't even matter who it is. Ripcord. I unlocked Ripcord. And then I started looking at the trophies, and I'm pretty close to platinuming it. I just have to like unlock one of the other bonuses, which is like one-hit kills. And I think I'll be able to meet the time trials with it if I enable that and just get through and maybe pop the trophies on that. I haven't deleted it. I tried to go back into Broken Record. That Don't Nod game. What was it called? Something. I don't remember what it was called. Bloomin' Rage. Broken Records.
Yeah.
And man, I almost deleted it, and then I was like, why would I delete it? Like I'm not downloading anything else right now. I'll leave it here, but that was my sentiment towards it the other day. It was like, I'm gonna delete this. I have no interest. I played the first half. It didn't captivate me even close enough to want to finish what the rest of the story was. I might watch it on YouTube, but that's really all I've done. I've been painting my Dark Water Warhammer Quest game, and I know we have a couple nerds who listen to the podcast. I'll just let them know real quick. Instead of Hero Quest, on Saturday we played Mutant Chronicles Siege of the Citadel, the 1993 Pressman copy, the original one. There was a second release that I don't have, unfortunately, but we played the OG one. We got through the first 2 missions. There's 10 missions on that, and the guys had a blast playing that. It was fun. But anyways, Jake, what about you? What are you playing?
So I'm still playing Outer Worlds 2. I'm like, I think closing in on the end of the campaign, but I've been kind of just running around cleaning up like companion quests and stuff. Just kind of enjoying the combat and sort of my time with it. And there's some cool stuff. Like, I really do think that they did a good job with like the RPG kind of aspects of the game in terms of like the actual role playing, not necessarily even like the skill stuff, but I guess that's part of it, where it's like, for example, I came across like a guy, like I went to this planet and I came across this like this camp where there was like this group of soldiers that had just gotten bombarded by like artillery, and there was a guy on the ground that was like catatonic because of the attack. And he was just like, he would only speak in like jingles. Like that's all he would say is like old fucking commercial jingles. Yeah. And they were like, trying to figure out what to do because this guy is like, he's the only person that makes money in their family, and they don't want to like, they don't want to have him lose his job and like all this stuff. And there's like, I was able to talk with them about like try to help them with it, but I ended up not being able to do anything. But you can see in the dialogue tree that had I had a medical ability or like a science ability, that I might have been able to actually help fix this guy.
Yeah.
But because I didn't have those abilities or those attributes, that was completely unavailable to me. And I just have to live with that. It's one of those things that's kind of interesting where it's like in so many games now you just can fucking unlock everything. Yeah. And then you're just like god of this world and you can just do whatever you want. But in this game it's like you have to kind of follow a path unless you want to sort of be a jack of all trades, in which case you're not good at anything, which I don't think is a great way to play it.
No.
And
it's good to have a specialty probably.
Right. So like so it was kind of interesting where it's like I really wanted to help this guy, but there's nothing I could do. Like I literally like there were options available, but I just didn't have the skills to fulfill them. And I think that that's unique in more than just like my lockpick ability isn't high enough.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like there's a guy that needs help and I don't have the intellectual ability or the scientific ability to be able to like work him through this on almost like a personal level kind of thing. It's like a character thing, not necessarily just a mechanical, can I unlock this door? And I think that that's really where this game kind of shines in a lot of ways. And obviously, like I've mentioned before, I like the combat and all that stuff. And even though I'm not like the biggest fan of the companions as a whole, I generally am liking their sort of side stories, but I do admit there is a bit of a trope with all of these characters where it's like this character has some conflict that they have to resolve for themselves. And like when you play these types of games, it's like you've got a companion and they've got these quests that they want you to help perform to build your relationship with them, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But it seems like all of them are like, oh, I've got this old companion, or I've got this old friend. I think that this old friend is helping me solve this problem, but it turns out that this old friend has betrayed me. It's like, like over and over again. They're not all that, but it's like there's 6 companions, or 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's 6 companions, and it seems like 4 of them are like a betrayal thing where it's like they have a buddy that betrayed them. And it's like, and they are all like different flavors, right? I don't want to, poo-poo it too much.
Right,
but,
right.
So that was, but regardless, I'm enjoying it. I like a lot of the way that you can manipulate the game. With like your builds and stuff like that. I like the flaw system. Like I said, the gunplay is really good. I like being able to like equip a bunch of stuff that like gives you like one of my special perks is like guns, because I figure like worst case scenario, I'm gonna get into shootout with everything. So if I just fucking have a really high gun rank, I'll just do a shitload of damage and it'll make combat a lot easier.
Yeah.
And so I did that, right? And then I did hacking and speech. So I have like a really kind of like a 3-level thing. And I love that like I can put these like get like a helmet and like some other perks and stuff on my character when I level up, where it's like you do a lot of critical damage and you do a lot of stealth damage. So like I can stealth, get a sniper rifle, and if I do a headshot, it just like instantly kills them because it does so much like stacking damage, because I have a high crit rate, a high crit damage, plus like additional stealth damage because I'm in stealth. And so it's been really fun. It is very much like a AA kind of a light version of like a Bethesda game.
Yeah.
But I think it's much tighter and it plays a lot better. Though I love the Bethesda style games for like almost like a different reason. They're much more in depth, much more involved, much more like immersive. But I do really enjoy what I'm playing with this. And I will say, I was watching hockey the other night, and I got my Steam Deck out. And I had mentioned before about how I'd kind of dicked around with remote play on it and how it played pretty well.
Yeah.
I booted up The Outer Worlds on my Steam Deck while I was watching hockey.
Fancy.
And I was worried that, like, any amount of latency whatsoever would be a problem with an FPS. And I was shocked at how good it was.
Really?
Yeah, there is, like, a tiny little bit of latency that makes you feel a little bit clumsy when you're playing it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, it's good enough that I don't know how much of it is, like, the actual difference in the controller and how much of it is the actual latency of the broadcast. So I'm really, really impressed with and I imagine that, like, the Portal would be no different or maybe even better. But I'm really, really impressed with that, to be honest. But that's all I've been kind of playing. I played a little bit more because, like I said, had my Steam Deck out. I played a little bit more of what the fuck's that game? Stardew Valley. But not a whole lot else to really. I've been kind of shopping around a little bit for my next game, but I'm not sure. So, that's
fair.
Where I'm at right now.
Cool, man. I'm happy to hear it. I'm glad you're getting some gaming time in. I've just been so consumed by painting these minis, dude.
Yeah.
I'm back in that saddle. But the people who tune into the podcast don't want to hear probably about anything we've talked about yet. So that's maybe what we're playing, but I'm sure they don't care about my car issues.
It's so funny to me. I don't know. I can't believe. I think I've said this before, maybe, but I think it's a testament to your love of G.I. Joe that you're still playing this fucking game.
Yeah, it's so fucking shitty, dude. It's such a bad game.
Like, I'm sure there's, like, an enjoyment for you as far as just, like, collecting the characters.
I can get in, pop a level, run through a side scroll. It's like, like a 9-minute level, and then I collect the little I don't know, floppy disks, and then I got to get more floppy disks to unlock the one-hit kills. And yeah, it's a fucking terrible game. The best G.I. Joe game yet they've made, though. But it's still really, really bad. All right, well, let's get into the news. We've only got 5 quick news points, and 4 only, unless, Jake, you have something else you'd like to talk about.
Okay.
But not a whole lot going on this past week in video games. We're still settling into 2026. But early Monday morning, emergency crews responded to a reported explosion at Rockstar North's Edinburgh studio. Jake, the primary developer, of course, for Grand Theft Auto 6. It prompted a police cordon and fire service attendants. Thankfully, though, the blast was linked to a boiler malfunction, and there were no injuries reported. Rockstar has confirmed the studio is open and operational with its team safe. So, as the development continues on the story, this is from Push Square, we can relax knowing that, hopefully GTA is still on its way. Could you imagine if this building would have somehow torched and caught fire or something? Like, what would have that done to the release of the game? I'm sure everything's on the cloud, some protected, super secure cloud somewhere. Or maybe it's all in-house to save the game, the secrecy of it. Do you think... Like, what are the chances, like, if this thing would have caught fire, that they would have lost everything somehow? Is that possible?
I'm guessing they have probably cloud, like companies like this, they have cloud backups. They might even have hard off-site backups.
I would hope so.
That's like a big thing. That's like a big thing in stuff that requires extensive documentation. Like if you're familiar with like ISO certification for businesses and stuff, where it's like part of that a lot of times is that you have a backup of all your shit on a hard drive that then gets taken off-site for this very reason. And so I would be surprised if they might have lost a little bit of progress, but I doubt that they would have been like back to square one or something like that if the whole building had burned down. But dude, it is like crazy to think about, like, you can imagine the conspiracy nuts fucking like wheels turning now, where it's like, oh, this is like a, somebody's trying to take out Rockstar because it's going to disrupt the business of the games industry too much.
Did something to the boiler.
So somebody rigs the fucking boiler to blow up and like. It's crazy to think about. Like, it could have happened. Like, you would think that, the likelihood of this happening at fucking Rockstar and not, like, I don't know, freaking, random developer B, it's, like, pretty crazy. Especially since this is, like, the most anticipated game in history. And it's pretty crazy. I don't think, obviously, I don't believe in
jumping
any
into
amount of
conspiracy territory.
But, like, it is really wild, and I'm just glad that nobody was hurt and that
ditto.
Their development can continue and everything like that. But I'm sure it scared the shit out of some people. Oh, I don't know if it happened. Did it say if it happened during the workday or if it was like in the middle of the night or something?
Yeah, I didn't notice. Yeah,
you could imagine if you were in that building and like it happened during the workday, you'd be fucking shitting your pants, like thinking that. Someone just bombed the place or something like that. But, yeah, that's crazy.
Dude, I had an apartment on, I don't know if you remember, on Chestnut. And you were there a long time ago, like over 15 years ago. And it was on the top floor, 4th floor. And the gas furnace would have a little bit of... I don't know but backfire every once in a while. And we were like, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here because this is not safe. We called the fire. Actually, what happened was that there was like a kitchen fire in an adjoining apartment downstairs, and the fire marshal and all of his crew came through. And as they were coming through the hallway, we said, hey, can you look at this? And he came in and looked at the furnace, and he was like, I'm surprised this place hasn't burnt down yet, to be honest. He goes, everything here is old and it needs redone. And he goes, honestly, like, I would look for a different apartment. So we went to the landlord and we told them, we said, hey, this furnace is backfiring. I mean, it's shaking the walls when it happens. It doesn't happen all the time, but when it happens, it happens. And you can feel the building shake, like where we're at. And they're like, oh, yeah, well, we'll have someone look at it. No one ever came. We moved out like 2 months later. And like 4 months after that, the building caught fire and burnt down. Like, no joke. Like, it just torched and it was a total loss. So this stuff is nothing to joke about. And I know in a small apartment like I had, like, dude, it was scary when that would happen. You didn't know, you're making like, about $10 an hour. You're living where you can afford to live. And shit like that, you don't have any idea like how that shit's supposed to work or whatever. It's not your responsibility. It's the landlord's. So there's a lot of like slumlords and stuff that let this kind of shit go. But I would imagine Rockstar's headquarters is very well cared for. So it is interesting that this happened there because it just doesn't quite track. But I mean, how often are you looking at the boiler, dude? Really?
Yeah, I mean, maybe once a year, I don't know. I mean, once every 6 months, they might look at it and do like a tune-up. I don't know. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. But
luckily, when that place did catch fire that I lived in, nobody was hurt or killed. So FYI is the rest of the story in case anyone was wondering. But
now it's a parking lot.
Yeah, lots of people were displaced though. But
I believe it.
We found out that the fire did originate from that top part of the building because after they like put the fire out, you could see where all the damage was. It was like right where I was living. It was like that building, dude. That room for sure. We tried to tell them. Anyways, number 2. Sony has removed thousands of low-quality shovelware games from the PlayStation Store by delisting every title published by prolific shovelware makers. Thigh Games effectively scrubbing over 1,000 PS4 and PS5 games from digital storefronts worldwide. These games often are simple reskins designed for easy trophies rather than meaningful play. They've vanished without official comment from Sony or the developer, which kind of sparks a discussion about quality control on the PlayStation Store. This purge could be a signal towards a cleaner storefront curation maybe by Sony, even if they haven't publicly confirmed why this happened. Is it possible that Thigh Games or Thea Games or whatever pulled their own shit off the store due to like some sort of legal action by Sony, or did Sony just pull it themselves and say we don't know. But dude, please get all that garbage out of there. We don't need to see it. I don't want it. What do you think, Jake?
Yeah, I mean, they could probably do even a lot more than this, but I know even like when you look like browse just like these sales, like the holiday sale and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's like I imagine a lot of these games were made by real people, and they were probably worked on, and blood, sweat, and tears were put into them. But like, dude, so much of this shit, it's like once you get past so many games in the freaking list of stuff that's on sale, like all the good shit's at the top. But then once you get so far down, it's like, what is any of this? Yeah. It's all like AI art and freaking names that like Battle Gunner. It's like, what the fuck is that? Like, I'm just making something up. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's these types of games that just flood the store. And obviously there's a big problem with, and I don't think they're necessarily going after this particularly in what we're talking about here, but like these games that are just AI clones of other games.
Well, other shitty games that they have. Like there's like games where it's like press, see how many times you can press X and then you get a trophy. And like they'll make another game like, how many times you can press triangle, you get a trophy. And each one's like 50 cents or $1 or whatever. I don't know, it's just garbage. But I think have you ever had the PlayStation Store say, we think you'll like, or like games, you're browsing the store and it's like games for you, and you start looking at them and you're like, dude, where are you getting this?
Yeah.
Dude, I had one last night and I was going to take a screenshot of it and I was like, nah, I don't even need to do that. But it was like this anime girl. Everything else was like regular. It was like whatever, like action games. And then there was like, in between all these games that were curated for me, there's like this anime girl. It's like in a real like I guess I don't want to say in a, like clearly like a sexual pose, and it said like real anime date sim or something, and I'm like, for what? Like in between like a game that would be like Army of Two and like God of War, and it's just like that. It's like we think you would like this, and I'm like, where are they getting this from? What have I purchased on the PlayStation Store that makes you think that I would want to play this? But I'm like, I don't mind looking at that come across the feed every once in a while. I like a pretty fake anime girl, but I would never buy a game like that.
I've thought about like some of these games, if I could justify the purchase or if it was like really cheap. I've thought about just like for fun, just fucking buying some of these games and playing them. Even if like I did like a little video for the podcast or something where it's just like, it's like fucking like, anime hentai dating simulator plus or whatever the fuck it is. And it's like, what is this game even? Because I get the same shit as you do. I don't know if it just knows like, oh, he's playing this stuff, so it must be a fucking white dude dork who loves anime chicks, and here is this game that makes a whole lot of...
He played Stellar Blade, so he probably wants
or something, right?
A woman
so, like,
in latex.
I don't know, I mean, like, it's so funny because like I'll be scrolling the store and I'll be like, Sarah, look at this game, Sarah, look at this game, Sarah, look at this game, and it'll be all of these fucking games where it's like, what is this?
And she's probably like, what are you looking at, Jake?
Yeah. And it's so funny because like,
dude, that's awesome.
I'm sure they're terrible.
I don't know how those games get on the store to begin with. Like, I guess if Sony wants to be associated with stuff like that, I mean, surely they're not making a lot of money on the trickle down of those game sales. But dude, that would be a great idea for a live stream. Like, once a week, you just live stream you playing some like $4 porn game that's not really porn, but like, you know what I mean? Like something that's just like
softcore shit. Yeah. Softcore hentai shit that's on fucking
And just being like, well, let's check out the UI on this one.
Yeah, let's critique the art of this game
or the UTI rather. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, oh my god. You know what's funny is that I'm probably a little bit more militant about this thing that we're discussing with regard to the store cleanup than most people. Personally, I think that most of these games should be gone.
Yeah.
Like, I think that if you want to make these, like, they should make it harder for people to develop for PlayStation, not easier. And the fact that, like, if you want to make these cheaper, like, just shitty games, or even if you're just, like, a small-time dude that, like, you're one guy and you don't want to spend any money, you just make a game, like, as a hobby, and then, you know, you want to put it out. It's like, you can do that shit on PC. Like, that's what PC is really good for, is those types of really unique, personal kind of experiences. But, like, to get onto a closed platform like PlayStation and to be exposed, the exposure of a platform like PlayStation, I feel like you should have to, I don't know, but I'm, like, conflicted about it, because it's like, at the same time, if I decided I wanted to make a video game, it would be fucking rad if I could get it on PlayStation. But at the same, I also know that, like, letting just anyone have a dev kit, letting just anyone put a fucking game on PlayStation, having zero quality bar when it comes to the acceptance process for the PSN, it's like, it just makes the store just, it buries games that are actually good, that deserve to be on there, underneath all of this garbage. And then, so now we've talked about, like, the you know, like the wealth gap in America, and talk about the haves and the have-nots and how it's, like, spreading more and more as time goes on. It's the same thing when you talk about, like, games. We're not talking about, like, money here. We're talking about, like, optics, right? You've got all this garbage, and because of it, the only games that are actually being seen are the ones that have all of this fucking attention already through word of mouth. Like the Fortnites, the Call of Duties, the fucking Arc Raiders, the Ghost of Yotes, the Last of Us, all this shit. You've got those, and then you've got a million other games that have zero exposure. That are really good, that sell like 10 copies because they're wading through all of this trash. Yeah. And yeah, occasionally you get a game that was made by one guy that's really good, that through word of mouth bubbles to the top of that sewage. But generally speaking, more of those games get lost and those people go out of business, or they quit making games because they can't afford to do it, or whatever, because of all of this trash that they just let on the store that muddies the waters for people to be able to access your stuff. So I am 100% for this. I personally feel like I would rather them be more hardcore about it than less hardcore about it. It's not like PC. It's a closed system. You don't have to be like, you can be as hardcore as you want about who you let on your platform. And yeah, I mean, like I said, if I was making my own game, I'd love to have it on PlayStation. Maybe if I was doing that, I would feel differently. But there's still PC. You can still get it on Steam. You can still, you know, promote it that way. You can still reach out to streamers, do videos, do whatever you want. And then if it gets popular, you can port it to PlayStation. But I feel like we're not, it sounds really bad, but I feel like we're not gatekeeping enough on the storefront. And I hate to say that because it goes against everything that I believe generally about the world. But I feel like there are certain instances where it's like, bro, we got to put a quality bar in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Because it's like, dude, imagine if you went to fucking Walmart and you were like, I want, I don't know. Let's just say I want Campbell's chicken noodle soup. All right. But you can't find Campbell's chicken noodle soup because there are literally 1,500 other versions of chicken noodle soup that were all made for 5 cents a can, and you have no idea whether or not they are any good, and chances are they will probably poison you. It's like, that's what I feel like when I go on the PSN sometimes.
Yeah, I get it, man. I know.
So anyway, that was a little bit of a diatribe. I apologize, but yeah, I think that it could be better.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Third news point. Square Enix has officially confirmed that Life is Strange series is returning following a recent leak. There's been a full reveal scheduled for next week via a live stream announcement. The brief teaser was shared on social media. It hints at familiar themes and characters, but stops short of really revealing any kind of concrete gameplay or any story details. A lot of people are fans of the narrative-driven franchise, and they're not going to have to wait long to see what's coming for this series. I don't know. The Bloomin' Rage was Life is Strange, was it not?
I don't believe so.
Double Exposure was the last one they did.
Yeah.
Who did Bloomin' Rage? Don't Nod.
I mean, Don't Nod did Life is Strange as well.
But it wasn't a Life is Strange series.
I think they both did it. Bloom and Rage lost. Yeah, Don't Nod did both of them.
Okay. Life is Strange is a little more interesting, I think, with the story and stuff. But
so let me say this, right? I couldn't get through the second season, if you want to call it, of Life is Strange.
With the two
Life
boys.
is Strange 2 with the brothers. Yeah, it was just a little too. It was a little too somber, like sad.
Yeah,
for
I remember
me,
you telling
right?
me that.
I really liked the first season. I loved it. I loved the characters. I loved the story. I loved like the weird shit that happens with the alternate timelines and all this stuff. And I thought that like the murder mystery kind of component of it was fucking rad. And so it wouldn't surprise. And they did what was the most recent one? You just said it.
Double Exposure.
Double Exposure, yeah. Which brings back Max, the main character of the original Life is Strange. And I don't know how well that went over, that particular game.
Yeah.
But I don't know that,
mixed.
I don't know if, Chloe was in that or any of the other characters, because I didn't play it. But I wonder if they're just going to pile on to that storyline for this next rendition of Life is Strange. And I just wonder if they're kind of like with Walking Dead, if they're just sort of grasping at previous, like they're trying to catch lightning in a bottle again, and I just don't know that it's possible, because at first it's like just like with Last of Us, or not Last of Us, fuck, Walking Dead. The first one was so good. The story was so good. The characters were awesome. It was like perfect. And then it feels like they've just been trying to recapture that ever since. And I wonder if they bring those characters back and they try to do like a new story with them, if it's actually going to be good, or if it's just going to feel like they're chasing something. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure. I would love for this to be good. And I would definitely be interested in going back through and replaying Life is Strange and maybe trying out Double Exposure if it seems like this new one is going to be good and it continues that story arc. But I got to be honest, I'm not tuned in. I don't know how much Double Exposure corresponds to the first game, and where like your decisions in the first game, like which path at the end, Because there are 2 endings to that. There might even be more, but there are 2 like major endings to that game.
Yeah.
And it's like, which one is canon when it comes to double exposure? And like, how does that relate to this new game if they are connected? And so I'm curious about it, let's just say, because I do like those characters. I just don't know if I really care about these types of games anymore. I mean, I played, obviously, I've gushed about Dispatch on here, and I really like that game. But it was a whole different animal than these games. A lot less clunky, a lot more of a TV show than a video game. Mm-hmm. And so I wonder how that's going to play out. Do you have any interest in these? Because I know, like, you liked the first. I think you liked the second one.
I liked them both. I liked both the Life is Stranges. Yeah. I don't know.
I know you're kind of like a sucker for a lot of these games. I mean, I know you specifically more in line with like the Supermassive stuff as far as these types of games go, but I wasn't sure if you had any particular feelings on Life is Strange outside of what you've played.
I'll say that I am through and through just a sucker for storytelling. You know, whether it's through songs, whether it's through games, through movies, whatever. I just like a good story. I'm a lover of story. And if it's a good story, then I'll be in. But my brother said that he played Dispatch and loved it. Did Sarah talk him into that?
I don't know if she did or not, but I did see on PSN that he was playing it, and I was stoked because
he said he wishes it was longer. His only critique was he wishes it was longer.
I had to do the chef's kiss that I did the fucking joint thing.
Smoking weed. That's what Dispatch. It's like, what? But he said that he wished the game was longer because he enjoyed it so much, but he also wished that there could have been more exploration in some of the other characters.
Yeah, I agree with him, and I've talked about this a little bit on the show, and I'm hoping they expand on that in the second one.
Yeah.
But one of the things I like about how short that game is that you can just like go back and keep replaying stuff and like see how it branches. Now, I don't think it branches as much from a major perspective as you would like. What's funny is my brother played this game, and he was like, I never was able to get like a romance option to completion. I'm like, what? Like, I didn't even try, and I got both of the romance options when I played it. I was like, how did you piss these girls off? And so wild. It's like, it is funny to like hear different people's perspectives about the way that, because a lot of times I think people, when they play these games, they play it from their own perspective as the main protagonist. And I did like kind of a similar thing, but then like I went back and I chose like a different arc when I played it the second time. And that's what makes these types of games special. So hopefully they learn from that. Excuse me. And with Life is Strange, whatever the next thing is, I would love for games to learn from Dispatch, because Dispatch is a little bit more hands-off on like a lot of like quirky, clunky gameplay, and a little bit more hands-on with the story and the building of the story. And the gameplay sections are a little bit more menu-based. They're a little bit less like, oh, I'm fucking Lee in The Walking Dead just clunkily walking around this room looking for shit. It's like, I don't care about that. So I care about the story, the dialogue options, all that stuff. So hopefully more games kind of lean into it. But I get it if people like that adventure game kind of flavor that those games tend to have.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to play it eventually. I'm not going to play it tonight. I'll play it. I'm interested. Let's move on. The last news point that we have is a quick and easy one. Jake, I'm curious if you're interested in this game. I saw the release date trailer, and Marathon, March 5th, 2026. It's coming out. Bungie is at it. They are going to do this. It's going to be a $40 price point. Is that an entry level that you're interested in? It's first person. Are you at all remotely curious about Marathon? I know that you're not. You hate the inventory management in Arc Raiders. You've told me that these social games aren't your thing. But the fact that Bungie is involved, does this do anything for you?
If they do an open beta, I will try it out. But chances are, I am 100% interested in the gameplay.
Yeah.
But I am not interested in all of the inventory shit. I'm not interested. I'm less interested in the player interaction just because that's not me. Let me say this. Let me rephrase. I am interested academically in all of the player interaction stuff. But because of the way I play games, I can't commit to that. I am inherently less invested in it from a value proposition perspective. But I am interested in this game academically for sure. And I don't know if you saw that. Did you see the controller they announced for it? They announced the Marathon controller.
No.
And I can't decide how I feel about it. I actually really like the controller. I love these like industrial sort of sci-fi kind of designs and like graphics and stuff. I don't love like the Marathon logo in the middle of the touchpad, but otherwise I generally really like the controller, and that extends to Marathon in the game. I love the art of it. I think it looks awesome. That, like I mentioned on the podcast a while ago, they released that like 9-minute like story trailer where it was like a 9-minute story cinematic basically for the game that was fucking awesome. And it really made me interested in the game. Not interested enough to really want to play an extraction shooter, but really intrigued about what this game is and what it's going to be. And so I'm stoked to see this game come out, and I hope it does really well. Bungie needs a win, first of all. And Sony would love to have a win again in this space after Helldivers. But I just think that Bungie makes some of the best feeling first-person shooters ever to exist. Destiny, Halo, both of those games, they feel amazing to play from a shooter perspective. Unfortunately, this is in a venue that is not really for me, but I don't know. I mean, never say never. It's just we'll just have to see how it rolls out. I'm definitely interested. It's sooner than I thought it would be. I knew they said March, but I didn't expect it to be like the beginning of March. I figured it would be like the end of March or something like. Because usually when they say a month but they don't say a date, it's like, oh, it's probably going to be towards the end, so that gives them more time to polish or whatever. But like, you know, whatever, a month ago or whatever it was, they were like, yeah, it's coming in March. And then to find out it's like, oh, it's March 5th. It's like, well, why didn't you just fucking announce it then? But maybe they didn't know.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe they wanted to give themselves some time.
Yeah, man. I don't know. These kind of games seemingly are easy to jump into and jump out of, but they do require you to be consistently playing them to keep up with them. And that was the thing with Destiny that just drove me mad. Like, I just didn't even know what was going on at one point. Now, they've done a good job with Arc Raiders. There is some news with Arc Raiders that they are releasing 2 new maps, or a couple new maps in 2026, big maps, which is going to be exciting because the players need that new content, you know, for a live service game like this. Even though it is a extraction shooter, it definitely is a live service game. I mean, it's people jumping in all the time live or whatever. So it's a fluid, moving, living, breathing environment that, you know, you have to substantiate your existence in a way. You have to. So I don't know. I think that Marathon could be good. The trailer.
Did you see this?
What?
Sorry, go ahead.
I was say, dude, the trailer that I saw that just came out, there was some scenes where I'm like, that looks awesome. And then like when they're outside and it's broad daylight, like I don't love the way that looks. I don't know. I just don't like the way it looks like when the light is bright. But like I think I gravitate towards like moody environments. Like I don't know whatever. But I don't know. I'm sure it's going to handle amazing. But what were you going to ask?
I was wondering if you saw the I think it's like a special edition thing where it's like the or the collector's edition with the statue. The statue is really neat. I mean, all the art that comes with it is really cool, but like the statue is like it's almost like a resin mold of like a model of a character walking through water with like all this like loot on the ground in the water, and then it's like this freaking cyborg Asian chick walking through it. It's just like the art is so fucking cool in this game.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, I'm not going to pay $200 for something like this for someone not even interested in the game really. But I just hope that the gameplay is good enough to back it up. And if being that you love Arc Raiders so much, I'd be curious if they do like an open beta, if you'd be interested in trying it just to see if it jives with you at all. Because, I know, like, my guess is that you probably prefer the Arc Raiders aesthetic a little bit. Just because of the way, it's got that, like, kind of 70s sci-fi kind of vibe to it. Which is also very cool. Yeah, I just have to know what this game is like, and from like I said, like an academic perspective, because it is really a big question mark right now for Sony, and the fact that it's coming out so quickly. I mean, that's a month and a half away, so that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's I don't know. Well, I heard that they're going to be getting a safe pocket in Marathon now, so
that's good. And they added voice chat or like proximity chat and stuff. So obviously that's something that that people were really insistent on with this game. So I mean, it's set up like it literally they could learn from Arc Raiders. And they could add shit, and they can tweak stuff and do whatever. I mean, obviously it's a different game, but like, it's set up at this point to succeed. It just has to stick the landing, and we'll just see. We'll see what it does.
Yeah, for sure, man. We'll see. All right, let's move in. New games coming out this week. There are 8 or so games, and we're just going to run through these real quick, and then we're going to sign off for the week. And we do appreciate you guys sticking with us. 2XKO is a free-to-play fighting game from the makers of League of Legends and Valorant. That comes out on the 20th of January. Mio, Memories in Orbit, January 20th. Arknights, Endfield, January 22nd. Look 'em Mum, No Computer, January 22nd. MAVRIX by Matt Jones. I don't know. This is weird. It's just, he's like a Red Bull dude, and I'm not sure what this game is. But SEGA Football Club Champions and Escape from Ever After, January 23rd. It's an adventure RPG. So those are some of the games coming out. What do you think, Jake?
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know what any of these games are. So I'm sure some of them are good, but I have nothing else to say, I guess I should say.
I get it.
I do know that there are big games coming out relatively soon. We talked about Resident Evil last week and stuff like that. So I am really amped about some of the stuff that is coming out soon, but I don't know. I'd be happy to be. I wonder what SEGA Football Club Champions is, because obviously EA Football Club is the de facto soccer game in the world. And I always am curious whenever there are other games that contend for this title, right? They like try to, they even have the ability to challenge the leader in video games. Because one of the things I don't like about sports games in video games is like specifically like the NFL and maybe even the NHL, but I know specifically the NFL and the MLB. They've got that license locked down. Nobody else can make an NFL game other than Madden. It's the only one that's allowed to exist, which to me is fucking stupid.
It's the world we live in.
Dude, EA must be paying the NFL an absurd amount of money for that to be the case. Because otherwise, like, imagine if there was more games that could like try to challenge and famously back in the day there was the NFL 2K games and I think it was NFL 2K5 or something like that was so much better than Madden that Madden historically locked down the NFL license so 2K could not make football games anymore. They literally just choked them out of the market financially with a deal with the NFL. And because the NFL doesn't care. They're like, oh, it's fucking video games. I don't care. Just pay me money. And I don't like that. I want there to be more competition in this space. And so every time I see something like this pop up where it's like, okay, Sega is now making a football game, soccer, for those Americans out there. And how good's it going to be? I don't know. Is it going to challenge a champ? Probably not, but maybe it will, because people used to love Pro Evolution Soccer until it became like a free-to-play thing or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it is actually still relatively big, but like, I don't know. I just like to see this type of competition is all.
Well, we'll see what happens. But that's all I got for the show today. That's all you got for the show today, I think. And we're going to wrap things up here. So we appreciate you guys tuning in to episode 409 of PS. This is Awesome, a PlayStation podcast. Next week, we'll be back with episode 410. And we'll see what that brings to the table. And we hope you guys all had a nice holiday today. It's Monday, January something, 19th. And yeah, man, we'll be back. Subscribe on Patreon. Get the episode a day or two early, please. Helps us a lot. $1 a month. Patreon.com/PS. This is awesome. Also, if anybody wants to give me a Mac or a PC, DM me. I'll give you my address. Send it over here. So I can do my taxes. All right, guys. That's all I got. Jake, you got anything else?
Nah, I don't think so. It's gonna be fucking cold the next week. I don't know if you saw the forecast or not.
1 degree tonight,
but
they're saying.
Yeah. So stay warm out there, guys.
Put a blanket in the car if you're traveling.
Dude, I always tell Sarah this every fucking day. I'm like, do you got your boots? Do you got your gloves? Do you got your hat?
Because you never know.
It's obviously easy. It's like, oh, I warmed my car up. I just walk from the house to the car in my hoodie, and I'm totally fine. Well, it's like, no. If you fucking are in a situation like I was in, where you're stuck on the highway for 5 fucking hours in an accident, if I had run out of gas, I'd have been fucked. Because it was like 15 degrees outside. But I had my jacket, had my gloves, had my boots, had my hat, and I think there was a thermal blanket in the back and an emergency kit. But you got to be, when you're living in this area, you got to be prepped for that shit.
Got your road flares.
Even though we've had some warm winters recently, this year is not one of them.
No, dude. It can go as far as I'm concerned. All right. Good advice, Jake. Thank you for the safety discussion. Like Metal Gear Solid, Marvel Spider-Man, and Mortal Kombat. P.S.
Yes.
This is awesome.
This is awesome.